Evening, good afternoon, good morning, Fabulites. Today is the best day ever. Thank you so much for joining me for another edition of Notes on the News, where I read to you headlines from my news feed and give you my thoughts and ideas and perspective. Now, it's not the news, it's just my notes on the news, and it could be based on years of extensive research, or it could just be based on what I think reading the headline. But whatever it is what I got, and that's what we got on Notes on the News, not news. Let us proceed. African migrants encounter racism, abuse, death along Libyan path to Europe. India, thieves dug 25-foot tunnel to rob bank. 37% of Netflix subscribers say they binge watch while at work. When I had Netflix, it was like the one episode would go off and then the other one would start right up, and it was like, now with Kodi, I don't have that same issue because it's more of a production. It's like watching anything. Kodi is a production, just one episode. So I never binge watch on Kodi, and I really don't even binge watch on the on demand because it's a little more it's not smooth. Now YouTube will try to send you into watch the next thing, but a lot of times what they're trying to send me into, I'm not here for it unless I'm washing dishes and my hands are busy and I can't get to it to change whatever they preset you for. I don't really watch what they preset me for or listen to what they preset me for. But yeah, I could believe it. I'd probably be binge watching at work too if I had that kind of job and if I was on Netflix. Is that wrong? That's wrong. I would never binge watch Netflix at work. Never. Half of U.S. adults have high blood pressure in new guidelines. And I heard the story someplace. I just heard the same headline someplace. I'm like, what? Did they change the guidelines so they can try to give more people drugs? What's up with that? I'm just not very trusting of the pharmaceutical, medical conglomeration, corporation type hookup. I'm just not. Police are puzzled and residents fear a serial killer after fourth person shot dead in quiet Tampa neighborhood. Plans to build parking garage atop African American cemetery sparks protests. Oh, got a little something. Oh, there it is. Hey! Bad conditions in New York City are exposing thousands of children to lead poisoning. They have a crisis in Flint with the children who got exposed to lead during the so-called water crisis, which still hasn't been resolved. But it's children being exposed to lead all over the place, and it really affects the development of their brain, their mental development, and it's a really serious thing. And I don't think that it corrects over time. Now, I don't know what holistic approaches there are out there to cleaning lead out of your system and all of that. I don't know. But I mean, that lead poisoning is serious. It's no joke. It's no joke. There are now 36 million millionaires in the world, and they own nearly half of the total wealth. Now, 36 million, I'm like, I don't know enough about how many people are there in the world. Is 36 million 1% of the world? Is 36 million half the world? Is 36 million 10% of the world? How many people are there in the world? What does 36 million represent? That number was not helpful to me. A percentage would have been more helpful to me in terms of giving me a frame of reference. But that's just me. Because I'm like, it's probably 100 million people in China. I don't know. It's not 1 million people in Detroit. I know that. It used to be. But it's like 750 or 600,000. So like it's a little more than 500,000 people in Detroit. That's all I know. Yeah. Okay. The richest 1% now own a staggering portion of the world's wealth. That's a whole nother headline. GameStop has halted its unlimited use game rental program. when they sending you stuff digitally, I don't know why they charge like these digital magazines. We were watching this this commercial or something for like some digital magazine company where you get unlimited access to magazines for like $300 a year or $300 for 3 years or something like that. I'm like, first of all, who has time to read a bunch of magazines every month? You know, I'm trying to read my book club book, let alone a magazine. Second of all, when they sending it to you digital, if they send out 1,000, what, it don't cost them. It's not like they're printing it up. So why are they charging so much for it? It didn't seem like a good deal to me at all. It seemed like with the digital age, they're still charging you like they have to print out these games. Now, I don't know, maybe they do have to print out these games, but I'm assuming they sending them to the children digitally, but I don't know. So they don't stop the unlimited. Woman sues Banana Republic for discrimination. They said that her braids were too urban and she needs to take them out. And I think this is this young woman, this young woman who was here in Michigan. I think I saw her post on Facebook because it was circulating around. And she said she had just got them braids, spent $200-300. She looked very presentable, very cute. I would go into Banana Republic and, you know, now Banana Republic is a little bit different from the Gap, but I don't care. She looked fine. But I think this is this child, but I don't know. But good. They sent her home talking about her hair was too was unprofessional. She needs to take the braids out. She like, I just spent $200-300 on these braids. They look fine. I'm not taking that. They like, you ain't gonna be on the schedule. Concern over Iraq's Darbandikum Dam after earthquake. So they're concerned that this dam is going to give because of the earthquake, and then it's going to cause flooding and issues because the dam holds the water back, holds the water in place, you know, in the place that the people have decided they want the water to be and not where the water want to be. So if the dam go, the water going to go where it want to go. And how is that going to affect the people who are already in this traumatic situation? In Iran and Iraq, they had an earthquake. I think yesterday I heard that 300 people had made their transition, and it seemed like today I saw something like 420 people had made their transition. American Eagle just opened a store of the future, complete with free laundry machines and an iPad in every dressing room. So you're going to go to the clothing store and wash clothes? I guess you could go to a clothing store and wash clothes, and you can look at what you have and then be like, oh yeah, I need a pair of, and while you're washing, you could be shopping and you could fill in the holes in your wardrobe. Is that the theory? I don't understand. Ava DuVernay to receive the Industry Visionary Award at the 2018 American Black Film Festival Honors. Yay, Ava DuVernay! 18 women from One Tree Hill, it's a TV show, have come together to accuse series creator Mark Schwann of sexual harassment. He was the showrunner. 18 people? 18 women? And they all signed saying, yeah, he harassed me, he was inappropriate. 107 years ago, the Navy launched a plane from a ship for the first time. I used to date this guy who was in the Navy, and I went to visit him once. He sent for me. He sent for me. I love a man who sends for me. What's the expression? Don't come for me unless I send for you or whatever. But I love a man who sends for me. But anyway, and he was in the Navy, and so I went on the boat, and it was big. It was like a city. And I mean, I was like, there are airplanes on here. I mean, it was like, I guess I just thought that the Navy was boats. I'm like, so there are planes. I thought the Air Force was plane. I was like, this is like huge. I mean, it was like a city. It was like, it was deep. It was a big place, this boat, this ship that he worked on. I don't know what the proper term is. Hulu sets premiere dates for The Handmaid's Tale, The Path, and 2 new series. The Handmaid's Tale is coming back. I'm so stressed out. My anxiety is so high because I'm so far behind on the shows I'm supposed to be reviewing. Plus, new shows have started that I wanted to review. And I'm just really like, I got to find time. I got to make time. First, hijab-wearing Barbie launched, inspired by Olympic fencer we've been hearing about it. So it was launched, yay, just in time for Christmas, I guess. Islamic people, the people who wear hijabs. The women who wear hijabs celebrate Christmas? Because I thought Christmas was a Christian holiday, but just in time for, okay. China says 24, but I guess I could, if I had a daughter, she might want a hijab wearing Barbie, even if she wasn't Muslim, right? Just like the child might have a white Barbie and they may not be white. They may want a whole community of people in a Barbie community, I guess. Shoot, they don't just have to sell to girls whose parents or who wear hijabs, right? China says 24 out of 28 cities fail to meet October smog target. It make it sound, when I was in India, I think I've told you this, when I'm in the habit, when I wash my face, I put the cloth in my nose and clean out my nose. When I was in India and I would wipe my nose out, it would be black stuff that would come out of my nose, like not brown but black, like soot. And that freaked me out. I'm like, wow, what am I breathing in as I'm out here? And it was like a lot of vehicles and then people were like, they don't really have emissions testing, so it's like unregulated. It was deep. Indian city rounds up beggars ahead of visit by Ivanka Trump. And it was Hyderabad, and I've been to Hyderabad. I was at a meditation center there. And so they don't want, I guess, Ivanka Trump to know that they have beggars. And the begging situation in India was really, really intense. Like, I remember I would, in the beginning, like, let's say I went and I bought like 10 oranges or 20 oranges or something, and then somebody would come up and they would be begging like a child, can you give me money, give me money, give me money? And I'd be like, well, I'm not going to give you money, but here's an orange. And I would give the child an orange. And then it would be like, it went from 1 child to 10 children to 50 children. But I only had 20 oranges, and I had gotten them really for me to eat, not to like distribute to the people who were asking. So it's kind of like, it kind of got me in the habit where I was kind of nervous and afraid to give anything to anybody, because you almost felt like you just didn't have enough for everybody. And then it was like they would be following you, gimme, 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 gimme. It was intense. India was very, very intense. So 30 governments are interfering with democracy online. 27 cities around the world where expats are happy, rents are affordable, and jobs are plentiful. I want to go live in another country, I think. I want to live in another country. As Russia probe heats up, DOJ, Department of Justice, decides to investigate Obama and Clinton. Judge who sent Meek Mill to prison being investigated by FBI. Well, gosh darn. Sikh marathon runners pay tribute to Kaepernick during race. Now, the Sikhs are the people who wear their head, the men wear their head cover. I can't remember. I read a little article the other day. It was a short little article about the belief systems of Sikhs, or some of the like main tenets or whatever, but I don't even remember. The largest basic income experiment in history just launched in Kenya. So for 12 years, they're going to give people, I think it's like $25 a month, and they can just do whatever they want to do with it. Nobody, it's not like, I'm giving you $25 a month, or I'm paying your phone bill for, it's just, because there's some theories out here that if you just give people basic income, they can figure out what they need and how to direct their money. They don't need you telling them, I'm giving you this money and you have to do this with it. People can figure the stuff out. Gail Fisher broke several barriers as a young black actress in the 1960s. Shocked neighbors watch Detroit cops brawl each other in botched undercover drug sting. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know if this is one undercover agent from the 50th precinct, and this is an undercover agent from the 12th precinct, and they about to bust each other, but they both cops. I don't know. World's oldest wine found in 18,000-year-old jars in Georgia. Now, Georgia, not Georgia, Atlanta, like not Georgia as in the state that Atlanta, the city, is in, but Georgia as in the region of the world that I think is like around Eastern Europe-ish, yeah. Al-Shabaab releases video showing a deadly raid on Somali military base. A Trump judicial nominee didn't disclose that he is married to a White House lawyer. I think this is the guy that Trump wants to nominate for judge who's never even heard a case before. So he don't have no experience, and he out here lying. He don't have no ethics, and I guess it fit right into what Zero is doing. It fits right into the Zero administration's philosophy on governance and movement in the world. Tesla hit with another lawsuit claiming a racist work environment. Madagascar's worst plague outbreak in 50 years. In this article, it was saying that you can treat the plague easily with antibiotics. I didn't know that. And I'm like, what is the plague? Didn't we talk about this a few weeks ago? Is the plague a generic term for something else? Or is the plague its own legitimate, disease? I just always thought in a way plague just meant something where a bunch of people died and we don't really know what it is. So we just call it a plague. But I don't know. Rohingya villagers tell of rape and murder in military crackdown. A schizophrenia drug is the first pill with a digital sensor and tracking system to be approved by the FDA. So this pill will track whether you take it or not. So if you don't take the pill, then you can't fake it out. Theoretically, you can't fake it out. You got to take the drugs. They forcing you to take the drugs. Saudi Arabia is at war with itself. Rohingya abuses. Myanmar army report clears itself of blame. So people are like, Myanmar army, you've been raping people, you've been killing people, you've been doing bad. And they're like, oh, well, we're going to investigate ourselves. And then they do the investigation of themselves. And they're like, we did everything perfect. We didn't do anything wrong. We're cleared of all wrongdoing. So somebody accused me of stealing. And I'm like, well, I'm going to investigate. Nope. Angela didn't steal nothing. All clear. Sperm whales stranded in Indonesia die. I think it was 10 whales. What were they doing? And they were all in this area. What's going on? I didn't understand. I saw the image and it was very disturbing and weird looking to me. Zendaya to star in A White Lie pitch package from Reese Witherspoon's Hello Sunshine. Army quietly lifts ban on recruits with history of some mental health issues. So that's what we really need. People who have some mental health issues who are now trained killers. And, they do their military service and they come back to the community, I guess, so that they can kill. I don't know. And why didn't we talk about it? Why is it quietly lifted? This isn't something we want to talk about, analyze, figure out. North Korea defector who crossed DMZ, demilitarized zone, was shot 5 times. So I think they said he's in intensive care. So, yeah. We talked about him yesterday. The demilitarized zone is between South and North Korea, and he crossed over it to defect. North Korea shot him. I didn't know he had been shot 5 times, but okay. So, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of Notes on the News. My name again is Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. Today is still the best day ever, so go out and enjoy it. And share with the world all of the wonderfulness you have to offer. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Oh, like, comment, subscribe, share. We're working on 200 subscribers. Welcome if you're brand new to my channel. Welcome back if you're not. Welcome if you're brand new to my videos. Welcome back if you're not. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous. Yo. Be yo.